Good morning, day 12 of Vlogmas. Today is the day and opportunity to get after your goals. Hope that you woke up with good health, feeling good mentally, physically, and I hope nothing but prosperity, abundance, and success to you. I know I've talked about this a little bit. I've been talking about this for the past couple videos, bro, I understand. But honestly, I've been really thinking about the game, The Sims, and it really is, to my knowledge, the most accurate game to life. Basically, you don't have a goal, right? You have no end result. There's no beating the game. The game of The Sims never ends. You decide what career path it wants to take. You decide if it wants to start a family. You decide if it wants to not start a family, if it wants to work all day, if it wants to take up a trade. You have so many options for what can happen with your sim. And the funny thing is that you need to make money. If you don't use cheats or the DLC or whatever, most of the jobs, they pay like a quote unquote minimum wage, right? Especially when you first get started. Now, in the base game, you can't go to work with your sim, right? So you have to wait there for a whole day shift, 8 hours, for him to come back. And then you have whatever rest of the time you do with your sim. To our knowledge, our Sims are fake characters, right? Like they're video game characters, they don't exist, right? But how do we know that they don't have the same perception of their lives as we do for our lives? Like what if Sims think they're human, right? And then on top of that, what if somebody is controlling us? What if we are Sims and we think we are conscious, but we're not, we're just in a game? So I think if you input some code, you get like a llama, and the llama gives you money, gives you a lot of money. And the main difference that makes the game interesting and that makes the game boring is how creative you can get, what you decide to do with your Sims time, and how much money you have. Those are like the main three things. You can focus on, oh, I'm just gonna build a house for this guy. Or you can focus on, oh, I'm gonna develop this guy's career, right? You can give your sim aspirations, and those aspirations determine your game style, like how you play the game. Or you could cheat. And when you cheat, it opens up so much more opportunities and options because you have more money. And having more money gives you more resources. There does come a point where having a lot of money basically doesn't do anything different. The only thing that changes is the fact that now you have access to more things. It really made me think about like how we play our lives, you know what I mean? Like what is your goal? What is your aspiration, right? Are you meeting your needs? Are you able to meet your needs? And then what is beyond that? Like once you've achieved your goals, right? What's after? Like what's next? What is the purpose? Because the game never ends, right? I think what's interesting about people is that for the most part, they like to stick with one thing and then they never change, right? Or they think it's too late to change. In The Sims, you can have your sim do one thing. You can have your sim go through a life path of like career in one certain industry, like let's say music or entertainment, right? And then if you decide later on that you don't want them to do that anymore, you can just switch careers. So I don't know, bro. It's very, very accurate to real life. The only difference between The Sims and real life is how fast time goes. You can imagine you're a sim and time just kind of goes by normally. But to us, we can make it go by faster. So when the sim gets results, to us it's like an hour's worth of time. But in the game, following the game clock, it's like 20 hours, 40 hours worth of work. Developing yourself or moving ahead in life or seeing a result, it takes time, but if you zoom out and you look at the grand scheme, that time as it passes by, you're building yourself up. You don't see it. We don't have a progress bar above our heads, but it's there, it's happening. When you're working on your craft, you're getting better at it. You're just not seeing it yet. yeah, you should definitely look at how you're living your life, because maybe, just maybe, we are Sims. Did you ever think about that? Ruben Snarbin, you know? If you literally play it the way it's intended to be played, and most of the day you don't get to see your sim anyways, and then freaking he goes home and then he has to pee, and you're like, come on, dog, you literally just peed before you left. I want to play the game, right? And then you send him to the gym. He talks to other sims and stuff like that, or he doesn't, he just does his workout. And then you're like, oh man, like, this is boring, and then you stop playing the game. So you can choose, you can make that choice. You can choose the regular 9-to-5 route, and you can choose the like entrepreneur, like freelancer route. The major difference is this: if you choose the 9-to-5 route, it's safer, right? But it makes the game really boring and not really like enjoyable, because you don't even get to really use your sim that much. You kind of sit around, wait for him to finish his job, blah, blah, blah. Or you can choose to play it the more exciting way, right? Where you do a skill, you learn a skill, you develop some kind of freelance work, right? And then you build up from there, and eventually you start making enough money where your sim doesn't have to go into work, and you can actually use the character for the entire day. So, or you could cheat. Or you could cheat, and then you have all the money in the world and you don't have to worry about anything, and then you can explore a lot more with your sim and do more things and have access to better equipment. So at the end of the day, bro, money, both in the game and in real life, it gives you wiggle room. Once you fix your money problems, it makes life a lot easier. So you might as well focus on that. Right? Along the way, don't forget to be grateful. Don't forget to recognize the progress that you've made. Have a positive attitude, and don't speak negatively about yourself and your goals, right? Once you cover that, trust, things will get better, bro. To make a game based on real life, bro, that's a very interesting concept. So if you haven't checked out The Sims, play The Sims. But don't play it too much, though, because then you're going to get distracted. So anyways, watch this video, subscribe, and I'll catch you tomorrow.